Following the return of the Dapchi schoolgirls, it became important to identify some important issues, especially on national security, the girl-child education, and security threats. Relief and jubilation greeted the arrival of the abducted Dapchi schoolgirls, but there was more to this feeling. And then it becomes important to ask some cogent questions pertaining to the threats issued by the extremists, that none of the girls should return or be sent back to school, else they would be kidnapped again. Come April this year, it will be 4 years exactly since the Chibok schoolgirls were taken from their school. So, how then can parents who have witnessed this trauma believe in the education of the girl child? What is the future of the girl child education vis-a-vis the importance to the development of the nation? Stakeholders in the politics and international relations, as well as public affairs analysts, react this way.
Well, I think that education is going to be set back. Already the North is already behind in terms of education. And a lot of incentives have been given to them. A lot of their education is free education. They're given free tuition. Sometimes they're given free uniforms and free books. But with this, I don't think you'll be able to convince the man who lost about 3 children. They've been rescued now, but 3 of his daughters were taken away from Dapchi. And obviously, when girls are taken away as young as 10, 11, 12, there are implications. You don't know whether they've been tampered with, even though they assured us they weren't tampered with. But are they going to announce to the world that they were? No, they're not going to announce. So the agenda for education is set it back.
What is happening now may not be impressive. What they're doing now may not be really, really impressive. Because the entire thing doesn't seem straight. It seems confusing, despite the fact that we had a precedent that some girls were taken from Chibok. The government has to now negotiate for the girls to be freed. It's unfortunate. But then I still believe that girls' education will still work in this country, like everywhere in the world.
The question is, why is it that it is always girls? Or why is it that in the main, it is girls much more than the boys? Now, if you're going to reason alongside the Boko Haram thinking, the Boko Haram framework, you will see that they know too that girls are critical to the advancement of philosophies, the advancement of doctrines, to the sustenance and institutionalization of beliefs. They are critical. They also realize, they also know that, look, girls are vehicles for sustaining ideas. The moment a girl is, quote and unquote, educated in a particular way, the moment a girl is indoctrinated in a particular way, there's every tendency that that girl would carry that indoctrination to her daughter, to her son, and it goes on from generation to generation. So that explains to me why it is the case that it is always girls. And that is dangerous for the girl child education. That is dangerous for our development.
Breaking down the issues of security threats, though the federal government claims no negotiation was made, but the question that will pop up almost immediately is, could the insurgents have returned the girls for free? Or maybe they had a rethink. International observers, however, believe that though the Nigerian government might feel like it has averted a kind of global disrepute that plagued the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan following what was popularly regarded as poor response to the kidnapping of the Chibok schoolgirls, they believe that this might be only minor PR victory for President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Boko Haram menace remains a threat to the nation's security.
The premise is correct, because the reason why this abduction happened in the first place was because the Chibok girls, those that were released, there was negotiation going on, and people suggested that dollars were exchanged arms. So, of course, if it becomes lucrative and the federal government can guarantee you a few dollars or pounds, then, of course, it becomes business as usual. And I think negotiating was a bad mistake. It was an error of judgment. I think negotiating without any carrot, or without, any stick, is just a carrot approach. When you just give carrots, then, of course, what you do is you're encouraging the criminals to go on a kidnapping spree.
Both the Chibok and the Dapchi Girls, I don't think either is fair. It's a little confusing. When you look at this Dapchi Girls issue, they were taken away. The president promised us they will come back, and they came back 1 week after. The Chibok girls are still there. Some of them are still there. Some of them are not back. In the course of this, honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure. Because when you read most of the things that happened on these Dapchi Girls, you will realize that someone somewhere is not being truthful. I don't know, but this is the way I feel.
Even as the government has kept promising on the return of the remaining Chibok schoolgirls and the only remaining Dapchi schoolgirl in the net of the Boko Haram, perhaps for Nigerians not to lose hope in the guaranteed security, more needs to be done before education, especially in the northeast, becomes a forbidden fruit for girls especially. Shade Sheyeoju, the CS News.